Your phone rings. You pick it up and see the name on the screen. You wonder why he's calling so late, yet you left work hours ago. You know you have to answer it. You can't afford any slip-ups after recently being promoted to head of IT department. It's rang for too long already, so you click on receive, and in a calm voice you say,
"Good evening, boss."
He's in distress, but you can't really understand what he means. How can the company be doomed? Everything was okay when you left. He finally utters something and it all makes sense. This is something you knew was possible but never thought would happen. What the boss has just told you is that the internet is gone. The internet is marvelous as we know it. It enables us to connect with one another and gain information about almost anything. Without it, I'd still be a branch growing on a tree somewhere, so I myself consider it one of the best inventions in the history of mankind. But who or what exactly owns it? What if they just get tired of humanity one day and decide to plunge us back into the Stone Age period by shutting it all down? My name is Sticky, and I won't beat around the bush today cause my existence is nothing to joke about. Here's the deal. There's this group of nerds called ICANN, or the International Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers. For some reason, they decided to create 7 keys and hand them out to 7 individuals distributed around the world. No 2 key holders can come from the same country or travel together because their keys form a master key that can be used to reboot or completely shut down the internet. Now, this is where I'd make a bunch of jokes and call them the Lords of the Keys or Keynos, but you first need to understand that these key holders are not big public figures in the world. They're just individuals designated by ICANN due to their long and impressive backgrounds in internet security. Although they may not be amongst the most powerful people in the world, they work for some of the biggest international institutions in the world. In fact, it's these people. Now, I already told you that their 7 keys form a master key. This master key controls something called the DNS, or Domain Name System, which is like the internet's version of a telephone directory. It is a series of registers linking web addresses to a series of numbers called IP addresses. For example, I write youtube.com when I want to watch videos of funny cats or cute dogs or this guy with the strangest dance move. Without the DNS, I would have to know YouTube's exact IP address every time I wanted to access it, which is this. So the DNS links the web address to the IP address so that you won't have to stress over long sequences of numbers for every site you wanted to visit. Knowing the web address is enough. The key holders are tasked with ensuring the whole DNS is secure. They meet about 4 times a year to verify that each entry is authentic so that typing out youtube.com doesn't lead you to a fake site called "Give me all your credit card details." At the end of their meetings, they are required to take a picture together holding their keys and a copy of that day's newspaper, then send it to ICANN. Their keys give them the power to delete all IP addresses linked to all web addresses on the DNS so that no website would be accessible and thus turning off the internet. But there's no need to panic. There exist another 7 backup key holders whose presence remains a mystery. Their identities are never disclosed because their backup keys serve as a last resort measure to reconstruct the system if something bad were to happen, or if the 7 primary key holders somehow decide to go rogue. Unlike the initial keys, the backups are smart cards that contain a fragment of code needed to build a replacement key generating machine. So, they can come in and rescue the world from an internet doomsday in case of an emergency. But how much of this plan can we actually trust? You see, ICANN presents itself as a non-profit organization that is not owned by the government. It emphasizes that the government has no control over it or its endeavors, but I know the world we live in. A certain group of people always have their way when they want to. The idea of entrusting the entire internet to 7 guys and their 7 backups all working for just one organization doesn't exactly sound safe to me. It took me a lot of effort to put this video together and explain the issue in the simplest way possible. Please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button, because if a day comes when they do turn off the internet and I no longer exist, you'll be thankful I already told you about it.